So so she starts getting all touchy feely around the guys, right? Now, this is a cultural difference because but I do understand it. Like you might think like, oh, touchy feely, what? Yeah, and that is probably it. Like she kind of gets flirty, touchy feely, and might want to be down for a little, drunken, romp. but but the issue is, and it's good for you. Let me say that. But the issue is, and one thing you have to be aware of is because Japan is such a group oriented society that it's a negative thing on the list because if you're in a group, for example, in a company or with some older people or things like that, and you just get kind of caught up in the sauce with this drunken, harlot, it makes you look bad, right? Because she's unaware that she's ruining the atmosphere of the whole thing. If she's got her hands all over you and she's like, like rubbing on your shoulder, oh, like, I like it, and like, yes, stuff like that has happened, and you're like leaning into it. What happens to the other people who maybe invited you to the party or who might be there with their other friends, their other business associates, or stuff like that? So it might ruin the atmosphere of the party. And normally what happens in Japan is the guy feels self-conscious because to be the center of attention in that negative context, he can see that other people are uncomfortable but can't really do anything about it. That's why it's on the list, right? So if it's not that type of party, then you got to kind of be careful because you're winning, but you're actually losing in that situation. You're winning in the context of like, yeah, it might be a chance you can take home this drunken chick, but really in the long term, what's the benefit of that? And two, it might X you out of future events with the larger group because they think like, oh, that's the type of time he's on. I can't bring him around to the house party, the dope house party that I was thinking about inviting him to. I can't bring him around, my other friends and their, wives or stuff like that. I can't take him to this situation because I can't have this happening around like the people that I really rock with. You know what I'm saying? So you can get xed out of a lot of stuff if you lean into it. And she just might be drunk and silly, not even know what's going on, and you might not even get anywhere anyway. So that's why me personally, as a foreign guy, I've been in those type of situations, and it's just best to not even feed into it. If you like her, you feeling her, maybe get her line off the humble. Her line, if you don't know, is a messaging app similar to WhatsApp, but in Japan we use Line. You can exchange information and like, okay, or IG or something and say like, let's meet another time or something like that. Or if you're really on demon time, just tell her chill, maybe double back later or something like that if you can. I don't know. Those are kind of moves that I've seen done, but I've never done them. Um, but just know like if you're thinking like ha 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 I'll be slick and when she goes to the bathroom I'll go to the bathroom, everyone knows what you're doing. Remember, you're the foreign guy. Everyone knows. So if they see her rubbing all over you and she disappears to the bathroom and you disappear to the bathroom, yeah, if you guys disappear and she's been rubbing all over you, everyone knows what's gonna happen. So don't really do that. Wait, if you are in that type of situation and you do want to try and roll the dice, shake them up, shake them, I would say the best thing to do is try to do a situation where you leave the drinking party, not leave, when it's time to say goodbye. Okay, hypothetically, let me give you a move, okay? If I were in this situation and I was at a drinking party and, this type of harlot, drunken girl, or whatever, touchy feely girl, whatever level it is all over me, and I'm trying to maybe see what will happen for later, the for me the safest approach would be play it neutral, kind of be like, yo, chill, and deflect everything towards the group. Maybe even, after a while, if it gets too intense, move away, but still kind of maintain contact a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Keep her on the hook. Then what you're gonna do at the end of a drinking party, there's always like a group farewell, right? Before the farewell, maybe the last 20, 30%, if you have a chance to talk to her, find out generally what area she lives, what direction train she's going into. You know, if you can do that, then what you do when everyone's leaving and it's about time to go, you go first. You make a big deal. Okay, hey everyone, I'm going. I'll see you guys. I have fun, because the harlot's gonna follow you. If she's down for Pound Town. she's gonna she's gonna follow you. She's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm going on that train too," but it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just going. You're like this innocent guy. I'm just going home, and then if she follows you, and hopefully nobody else follows you, but there's the possibility of you guys ending up somewhere by yourself on the train by yourself, and then you can say, hey, let's go do something else, or something like that. That's the safest approach. But if she leaves first and then you follow her, it seems like you're pursuing her to the rest of the group, and then that's not a good look for you, right? So you're gonna want to make sure like you protect your image among the greater Japanese group, to be able to attend dope stuff later on down the line. Because trust me, I've seen it happen. I've been at drinking parties with like a few other foreign people. I'm with the Japanese people, and the foreign dudes eating it up, and I'm sitting there listening to the Japanese people, kind of like, a little grumble a little bit, and I kind of know what that grumble means, but he has no idea that. And then later on you meet them, and you're like, that other guy, man, he's wild, right? He's wild, but that he's wild means like he's unpredictable and I can't trust him around a greater circle of people. This circle, fine, fine, fine. But anything else, like, nah, he got X'd out of the equation. And then it makes you look good, like, because you got sense, and he's like, well, but you're different from him. And it's just like, I got home training. I know how to, I know what I'm doing. So that's like, again, you got to kind of be a little bit strategic with that. And one big rule of advice with anything in Japan is not about the point of action here. It's about what goes on around the point of action. So if something happens, that's not what you really need to pay attention to. You're gonna want to check the periphery around that, the reaction of the people around that. That tells you so much